Hey CHCC, happy Valentine's Day. I have a special guest with me today, Hadovsky, and we're going to talk about your perspective with being single on Valentine's Day. And so I just want to dig in and kind of see, how's it feel to be single, and what kind of perspective do you have?
Well, I'm fortunate in that I have the gift of singleness, I really feel, which is something special. I never felt like I had to go find somebody to be part of my life, fulfill another part that I didn't have. But I know that it can be, sometimes people can get sad because they have times when they've been in a past relationship and it reminds them of something that's broken up or someone's passed away they love dearly. So that can be hard for some people. Also, it makes you feel kind of like you're expected to get married. In the church, a lot of times, it's kind of like that's how you fulfill your life. Is you get married, you have kids, and you are a spiritual person now.
It's kind of like a measure of spirituality.
Right.
If you get married, hey, you have to do this, and this will make you closer to God sometimes.
Right. That's some people feel that way. It's hard to break out of that mold sometimes, and it's hard for people to understand why I may not need somebody else in my life other than like Christ. That I don't have to go home and have somebody there. But that I really feel that's part of the gift of being single. Everybody has different gifts, and so that's unfortunate in that way.
So we know on Valentine's Day, some people can kind of get depressed. Some people can kind of feel lonely. Sometimes this day can kind of make people gag just as they hear all the pictures and the gifts and the chocolate and the teddy bears and all of those things. And I know sometimes it can get a little depressing. How can people overcome that on a day like this?
Well, they can invite someone if they know they're single, invite them over if they're having a gathering. If it's something special for you and your honey, that's not appropriate necessarily, but you can invite them in other ways. Or I know there's a big, a lot of churches have Valentine's banquets and things like that. So that can be a little bit hard, but maybe involving them somehow. And I know I always think of, I can watch the kids because there's always a need for kids, child care at that time. So I can still be of service and I can still be involved and still enjoy the event, just in a different capacity than with a spouse.
Well, one of the things that we could also try to be intentional about is if we know that there's some people that might be lonely or depressed, that maybe just lost a loved one, we could reach out, send them a card, give them a phone call, send them a text, something along those lines that could be encouraging. And so as a church, we want to be intentional about reaching out and loving those who are single, because they're a part of the body of Christ. And you and I have talked about this, that we all have different gifts, we all have different abilities, and it's just not married people who are have this upper hand on spirituality.
That's right. It says in the Bible that we're all part of God's body, and each part has a different role to play. And if you didn't have one part, then the whole body would suffer. So there's a role for each different person in different seasons of their lives, whether it be single or married.
Well, Kat, I really appreciate you spending time with us today. Kat is just an amazing volunteer. She's been dedicated to our Awana program for many years, Vacation Bible School, and she just serves around the church like crazy. And so I'm so grateful that you were able to come today and share part of your heart. Singles, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to hear your perspective. And so please share that with us. I look forward to seeing you next time.